And what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Omega Greed YouTube channel, where we do a whole bunch of fun things with cars and we learn how to work on all the cars together. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jeffrey. Hey, what's up? We do videos on my 2017 Ford Focus RS alongside the 2020 Hyundai Veloster N and the 2001 Mazda Miata, which is the project vehicle on the channel, and the track build. So if you're new to my channel, check out my channel. We do videos, we have a whole bunch of fun. But today we're going to be doing something kind of cool. We're going to be comparing the Ford Focus RS alongside the Hyundai Veloster N. As you guys may know, if you guys are subscribers to my channel, I just got my Ford Focus RS, traded in my Dodge Challenger RT, got the Ford Focus RS, and I really want to do a comparison video between this and the Veloster N, which is my fiance's car. So yeah, we're gonna just go out for a quick drive, compare both of the cars, and see, you know, what's my thoughts between both of them. I think they are similar, but they are still very different cars, and yeah, we're gonna be talking all about that today. I do want to mention though, I have the Miata out. We took the Miata out for a ride last night. The first time it's been driven in like maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. Yeah, but just about 2 weeks. Forgot how much fun that thing really is. It's a blast, man. I absolutely love it. I forgot all about it, honestly. It's been inside the garage. So I just put this in here for a quick second. But just want to show you guys. So I do have my cop access port. You probably can't see anything, but I have my cop access port in there. And yeah, I've been loving this thing so far. But yeah, let's jump aside the Veloster N and go for a quick rip. Alright guys, so we're jumping right into things with this video. As I'm inside the Veloster N right now, kind of just hanging out, chilling. We're gonna be going out to some of my favorite back roads to really go for a quick little rip. It is early in the morning. Wow. The first thing I will say is that this exhaust sounds better, like stock. I think this exhaust is better than the Focus RS. I'm not sure, is it because I can't quite hear the exhaust inside of the Focus, especially with the windows up, but in here you can definitely hear it. I'm not sure, is it louder or is it just the fact that it's just better? I just personally, I like this exhaust just a lot more. This thing has so many cracks and pops. I mean, that's what everyone always says. When you're inside N mode, whenever you let off the throttle or you upshift, there's so many cracks and pops, and like it just sounds really, really good. Like, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Since my fiance has had this car, it seems like the exhaust got louder. I'm not sure why. At least to me, she only has like 4,000 miles on here now. It seems like it gotten slightly louder with time. So I think, like, right off the bat, I love this exhaust. I think this car sounds better stock for stock, just in my personal opinion. You're probably wondering, why am I comparing both of these cars? Well, I'm comparing both the cars because they are similar in one way, well, in a couple ways. They're both manual turbo 4-cylinder hatchbacks. When you get down to it, what they are, that's what they both are. They are different, but that is one major, you know, similarity. Now, if you guys do know, if you guys are subscribers on my channel, you guys know when my fiance, when Angelia was going to buy this car, she was actually looking at a whole bunch of other different vehicles as well. She was looking at a Kia Stinger. She was looking at even like a Mustang as well. And she elected to get this because this was very different than all those other vehicles. She elected to buy this just because of it's a very practical car. Like, I honestly think, like, you know, now I really have come over to like hatchbacks being very, very good and very usable for daily drivers, especially ones like this that are more performance oriented. You have plenty of room in the back, you can carry stuff with you. I think they look cool and look unique, and you know, all around it's still like a 4-cylinder, so you still get good gas mileage, and it's a good, like, comfortable drive. So I really do like hatchbacks now. So you know, oddly enough though, when I just traded in my Dodge Challenger, I had the opportunity to get the Ford Focus RS. The Ford Focus RS to me has been one of my like Halo dream cars since I first saw it like a couple years ago. I knew I wanted one, but it's just like, when I bought my Challenger, I was originally looking for a Focus RS, but it was just the fact that they were so rare and so hard to find, and like people wanted so much money for them. At the time, I just said, there's no way, I'm gonna just wait. And that's what I did. I just waited until, you know, a right opportunity came up, and when the right opportunity came up, I bought the Focus RS. So that's kind of the reason why, like, we both have our cars. But in comparing them, which is so odd, you know, it is oddly enough, she didn't get a Mustang because she didn't want to have a similar car to me. And then I get rid of my Challenger and buy a similar car to her. But sometimes life works out that way. One thing though I will say, you know, very obviously, this car has the performance pack from the factory. So this has 275 horsepower crank, and the Focus RS is 350, you know, crank, 350 torque. So the Focus RS stock has the upper advantage over the Veloster N, obviously. But with that being said, I still don't think that this is a slouch. Like, comparing this to other cars, like I was saying in the beginning, we just drove the Miata for the first time in like a while. And getting in that compared to this, the Miata feels way slower than this, like, obviously, but I really feel like this car now feels very, very zippy and very, very strong still. We never did a race between this and the Challenger RT. I mean, I think the Challenger would have taken it, but I think it still would have been fun comparing both of the cars to see, like, you know, what would have happened. But I still don't think that this is a slower, you know, car. I think stock, this thing still feels pretty good. Now, don't get me wrong. From a dig, the Focus would definitely take it. I think from a roll, it would probably take it. But still, though, I don't think it would be like, I think maybe it'd be about two, maybe 3 car lengths, just about there. It just depends on the driver, you know, stuff like that, though. So, you know, I still think they're still very comparable cars. Now, 0 to 60 times in this, I believe this is like a mid 5-second 0 to 60 time. 0 to 60 times are good and bad. I mean, it does give you some type of balance or some type of gauge of what a car can do performance-wise, but I really don't base everything off of 0 to 60 times, because there's so many variables that comes into play. For me, it's really like off of a roll, like what the car can really do. But I mean, I do think, you know, the Focus RS stock, it will take this car. That's just what I'm, you know, from what I'm seeing online and what, you know, seat of the pants, I do kind of feel like it would definitely take it off of the line and just want to roll. But the interesting thing though about this car feels to me a little bit more nimble, a little bit smaller. I mean, it is actually smaller. I was surprised to see this car is actually a lot shorter, and it seems smaller than the Focus RS. Now, the Focus RS does have all-wheel drive. It is a slightly bigger wheelbase. It is, you know, it is a slightly bigger car, but it's not like it's a huge, like, crazy, you know, big car. It's just, you know, it is slightly bigger. But interesting thing, similarly to the Miata, I feel like this car, just like as I just did right there was something in the road, I just went around it, like, while staying inside of my lane. Like, it's hard to explain. This car, even though the actual, like, width of both the cars doesn't seem like it's that big of a difference, it just seems like mentally this car seems much more nimble and, like, small. I can move this car inside of the actual lane and, like, avoid stuff. Similarly to the Miata, how I can move around inside of the lane and, you know, get around stuff. In the Focus RS, it does feel slightly bigger. Not huge, but still slightly bigger, not quite as zippy, like, inside of the city and stuff like that. Like, where a Fiesta ST would feel much more like, oh, this is a perfect city car. It's so small and nimble, you can just, you know, quick little zoop, zoop, and just zoom in and out. The Focus RS, it definitely has more power, but you do have to kind of, you know, get it into boost to feel that power. So it doesn't quite feel as down low, like quick and torquey, if that makes sense. Now that I'm on a quicker road, this is where this car just shines. Like, with the exhaust and everything else, this car just seems so much more like it. This car seems like it's just so dramatic, it has drama to it. Just because of, oh, it's, you know, it's louder, it sounds, you know, more just stock for me, especially in the car, in the cabin, it sounds more aggressive. It sounds more aggressive inside the cabin. That could be partially due to the sound deadening inside the Focus RS as well, so that you don't hear as much stuff with the windows up. But here, with the windows up and everything, I can hear this exhaust, and it is singing. And you know, I don't typically like the way 4-cylinders sound, typically speaking, when they're too unrestricted. But I think this one sounds just great, like, from the factory. Like, honestly, I don't think this needs an exhaust. I honestly wouldn't do anything to this. Now Angelia, she's not planning on doing anything to the exhaust. I mean, because I think honestly it sounds great just from the factory. Quick little roll. Now, the one thing we do have to talk about, since this is front wheel drive with some torque steer, it's not like it's so unmanageable. Like I know everyone said inside the Mazda Speed 3s, those things were just unmanageable. And I haven't experienced for myself, but I know people said inside the Focus STs as well, since they're front wheel drive and just so much power to the front wheels, it's like torque steer city. This doesn't feel, it doesn't feel unmanageable. Cars are more torque steer city. This car doesn't feel like it's unmanageable, but it does make it feel like, you know, there is definitely some torque steer. When you're getting in it like fully, the front end will kind of, you know, go, you know, left and right. You have to kind of like really manage the car. But I think that adds to the character and adds to the, you know, the dramatic feel. Inside rear wheel drive cars, you really have to have a lot of horsepower for you to have that type of feeling where the back end is starting to get squirrely. In front wheel drive cars, yeah, like 275 crank horsepower, 300. The front end is going to start fighting for traction. So yeah, I mean, so that's good and bad. I think this car definitely has a little bit more torque steer inside of the Focus RS. That is all-wheel drive. But when you get to a certain speed, the front, it's only the front wheels that are, you know, moving the vehicle. So there is still some torque steer inside of the Focus RS. I will say I feel like it's slightly more in here than in there. But though, when you're starting to move and you're really moving, you will feel it inside the Focus RS as well. You'll feel a little bit of torque steer, but it's almost kind of like it's starting to crab walk, like how I know some Evos will do as well, where the front and the rear will start to kind of move at the same time. So you have to be, you know, careful with that. But I mean, my thing is though, I think it adds to the character of the car. But I think like just for me, like just like which car do I think has more character? I'm gonna have to go with the Veloster N. And I know people are gonna be like, how can you say that? You know, the Focus RS is faster, this and that. But I think this car has a little bit more character just in like how it drives and everything like that. Now, that could be because, you know, I don't daily drive this car. This is Angelia's car, so she drives it more. Obviously, she drives it to work. She drives it. This is her car. So I feel like it could slightly be because when I'm in this car, you know, if I'm driving or something like that, it's usually like a drive like this. So I'm mostly gonna be driving it inside N mode, and I'm mostly like, you know, kind of not ringing it out, but I'm driving it like for more pleasure than for just like my daily commute. So that could be part of it as well. But though, I think this car, it still feels a little bit more just dramatic and a little bit more just kind of, I don't know, it's a different feeling. As we're going a quick downshift, going into my favorite turns, my favorite section of road. That was a bad shift, and we're going right into it. It's not unmanageable. There is torque steer, but it's not like it's unmanageable. You can manage it if you just have good throttle inputs. You could have good throttle inputs. You can't really like stab it. If you roll on it, it's really like manageable. But now that we're just slowing down, kind of just hanging out for a quick second, yeah, I think though, as far as like daily driving abilities go, both cars are great. I honestly feel like both cars are great. They're both hatchbacks. They both, you know, can carry stuff. I think the Focus RS has a little bit more room because it has the 2 full doors in the back. The rear seats in here though aren't bad, like they really aren't. But I do think the Focus has a little bit more room. And the rear hatch is slightly bigger. Like the Focus RS is just slightly bigger than this. Not saying that this car is like small, because I do think this is more practical than like the Mustang, which she was looking at. You know, the Mustang has really small back seats and stuff like that. And even like honestly, like this was, I hate to say it, but I think this is a little more practical than the Challenger. Now the Challenger still had great, big, huge back seats, but it was kind of a pain if you need to put someone in the back. You gotta kind of, you know, get out, let someone get into the back. I mean, but the trunk of the Challenger was just huge. So, but yeah, though, still, but getting back to this compared to the Focus is slightly bigger, slightly, you know, more room. So for daily you know, abilities, you know, I would give it to the Focus. And that's the one thing, I feel like the Focus, when you want it to just feel like a normal car, it still does. In this, I think it does still, but I don't know. I think it's something about the Focus, like when I want it to just be kind of quiet and like just, you know, normal, it is. It's just a normal car when I want it to be. And I'm not sure, is it just because I'm getting slightly older now that I just sometimes I want that? Because I felt like in the Challenger, especially after I did the mid-muffler delete, that car was like full on, like it was ready to go, like it was loud all the time. I'm kind of enjoying with the Focus it being quiet. You know, when I want it to be quiet, when I have the windows up, it's just quiet, it's pristine, and just like a normal, you know, driving car. As far as looks are concerned, I feel like this car is a very unique look. Kind of cool looking cars. And I feel like now this new generation, they definitely look cool. I love the taillights on this thing. I think this car looks great. And this color, this is the hero color, this light blue. Like, it's so funny. Like, legitimately, Angelia has gotten compliments, so many compliments just about the color. And even I've gotten compliments when I was driving this car. Remember, I was in line at Tim Hortons, and some lady was like, "I love the color of that car." I was like, "Oh, thanks." But yeah, I think this color looks great. I think the nitrous blue, I want to say, that's on the Focus RS, that is a very stunning color. Mine obviously isn't. I have the white. I forgot the exact name. I think it's like Arctic White or something like that. But I have just the normal white color that's on my car. I think that still is a nice color that's on the Focus RS. It's not as good as that blue. Needless to say, though, it's still a nice color. But I do think this car still looks, I don't know, it's kind of it's a hard toss-up. I think they both look good in certain angles. I think the Focus doesn't look great from the back. It just looks kind of like a normal Focus if you're looking straight at it. If you look at it from like a side profile, like a slight angle from the rear corner panel, I think it looks good because you can see the wing. But if you're just looking at it straight on from the back, it just looks like a Focus to me. Not the greatest looking car just from the back. But I think this car, though, it does look very unique and very different. So if you want something that's looking like very unique, you know, the Velosters, they definitely have you there. Just hearing that exhaust. But, you know, the one other thing I will say though really quickly is, though, just talking about just as much as what you get, one thing I always thought that Hyundai did well was, like, you get a lot for what you're paying for. And this car is definitely, it's no exception to that. This is definitely, like, I feel like, you know, brand new. You can get these for under 30 and you're getting all the features that you want. It's a nice performance car, and it's brand spanking new with a warranty, with the 100,000 mile warranty on it. Like, what else can you really ask for inside a vehicle like this? I think this is a great car if you're looking for like a hot hatch that's fun, unique, and something cool to drive. I think the Veloster N is definitely like something you should definitely check out. For me, I always wanted the Focus RS because of the all-wheel drive, the manual. To me, that's like the closest thing you can get to a newer Evo. So that's the reason why I always wanted one, and now that I have one, I don't see myself getting rid of it. Like, I just don't see myself getting rid of it, honestly. But I think both cars are very unique, both cars are different, but both cars are still great cars in their own light. For me, I love the Focus RS. That's the car that I have. That's my personal car, so the reason I love it. But I still think that the Veloster N is still a fun, unique car to drive. And if you're looking for something that's fun, unique, brand spanking new, for good warranty on it, you know, definitely check out the Veloster N as well. But like that, guys, I'm going to end the video here. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Check out my channel. I'm going to be doing more stuff to the Focus RS, and I'm going to be doing some more stuff to this car as well. We're going to be doing some stuff to this car. I'm not sure exactly what, but we do have some plans to do a couple little things here and there to this car. So if you're interested in checking out any of that type of stuff, check out my channel. Follow me on Instagram, OmegaGreed, the same name as the YouTube channel. Go to the website, geekswithcars.com. And like that, guys, we're out of here, and we'll see you in the next video. See ya.